Get this car nice and cool. Install the coils. We're gonna change out that pan, the front crossover pipe, the grill in place. Careful you don't scratch your paint. Tires on, the center caps.
This is crazy looking though, seriously.
Hello, my Rover friends, and welcome back to the Lucky8 channel. Today, we are going to resurrect this nearly junkyard bound LR4 with high mileage, and that's the nickname for it. We are calling this Project Miles. It needs absolutely everything: suspension, timing chains, coolant work. And as you can see, we got a whole bunch of accessories we're gonna throw at it too. Why? Because we're going to build this car up, hand it over to Sean for his family of 6 so they can use it as a weekend warrior. Cue the intro. All right, my friends, this is what we got going on. The suspension is completely shot. The air compressor is gone. The airbag on the right-hand side, passenger side, blew out. When I picked it up, the rubber just tore itself from being stuck together forever. So we're going to transform the air suspension into a coil suspension kit with a 2-inch lift from our friends at Terra Firma. And while we're in there, it's gonna be one of those projects. Well, we're in there. We're gonna do front control arms, upgrade the polybush. We're gonna put new Terra Firma grooved rotors, front and rear, with ceramic pads. And since we're there, we might as well put some new tires on and wheels. Those are the Terra Firma 20-inch rims. We don't have any concern about brake calipers. What's that? Yes, internet, you are correct. 18s would be better. But this is a weekend warrior car. Sean needs to drive this back and forth to work, so he's not hyper-focused on building the most off-road capable LR4. We're working on building a reliable LR4 that you can take into the woods on the weekend. And in order to do that successfully, we're also gonna upgrade the coolant system with all of our new aluminum components. The plastic crossover tube always breaks, so we're gonna replace it with aluminum. Get this car nice and cool. Transmission flush, we're gonna change out the pan and do that job. Oh my God, I'm getting tired just thinking about it. Front runner said, hey, you can't have a good weekend warrior car without a roof rack, so they sent us in a roof rack for it. We're gonna upgrade the grille to the new black pack. We got Land Rover Passion for the secret release hatch thing in the back. I already did the roof light because I needed to do an install video on that, so that's done. Oh, and the door card is completely disgusting. We're gonna replace that. I got a lot of work to do, but you know what? It's gonna be fun. Let's get this car in the air. I wanna rip out the suspension first. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna wanna do is get the coil kit on. We're gonna get this 4 in the air, strip out all the old airbags, install the coils. That way we can set it down on the ground and roll it around if we need to. Let's get this car up. Next up, I think I'm gonna go with the while you're in there approach, right? So we've got the suspension all set up. We've got those bolts kind of left loose in the front control arms. So they're gonna come off real easy. And at that point, we might as well, these are heavier than I remember, might as well do the front control arms. So that's what we're gonna do next. Pin to drop in the hole. With that in place, simply bolt everything back up. Next up on the while you're in there kind of thought process, since the car's up in the air, I am going to change out the plastic transmission filter, which is supposed to be lifetime, but given 200,000 miles, I think the transmission has given us a lifetime worth of use. We're gonna change out that pan for the metal one, which makes it way easier to do the filter change in the future if we can get another 100,000 miles out of it. All right, I'm gonna get this in the air. We're gonna drain the fluid, get this pan on. Well, that went about as planned. There is where the pickup tube goes. Just wiggle it in. Job done. All right, I am glad that is over. It's a dirty, greasy job, and I burned my hand on the cat putting the plug in. Everything else from here on out is gonna be easy. And speaking of easy, since the car is in the air, I'm gonna put on the vented drilled rotors from Terra Firma and some ceramic pads. We're now going to get our hanger, use some wires, zip ties, whatever. You just don't want the caliper to fall and yank on the rubber hose. I'm gonna take the 2 bolts out that hold it into the 13, set those aside. Then I'm going to support the caliper. I usually take a look inside and make sure there's nothing weird in there. Perfect. Now that's nice and safe. Looks like we need to compress those a little bit more, no big deal. And then get our pads out of the way. Got a fair bit of use out of those. With the emergency brake handled, it is time to put everything back together. Just align the rotor screw hole. We'll tighten that down. I'm gonna put everything back together in hyperspeed. With the brakes done, it is time to lower the vehicle down and work on the cooling system. The tires are back from getting mounted and balanced. I'm really excited to see those, but before we get to that, let's take care of the important stuff first. We're gonna get the cooling system all dialed in. For the cooling system, the most important thing we want to replace is this rear crossover pipe. It's made of plastic. It tends to crack on the seams. And as you can see, ours is made of aluminum. And while we're in there, we're going to upgrade to our 180-degree thermostat, keep the temperatures a little bit frosty. The front crossover pipe, those break all the time, but they're pretty easy to get to. And while you're in there, we're gonna change out the water pump. All right, my friends, we are on to the main attraction. The crossover tube in the rear is held on with 4 T30 Torx. Let's just take a quick double check. Lower electrical connection on. Upper little hose is clamped. Quick connect clamp is clamped. We've routed the hose across the top. We've got the 4 Torx tightened down. None of the wiring is pinched or in the way. We're good to put the plenum back. With your water pump services all ready for install, basically get them all nice and clean. I'm gonna put the new one in. I like to put the bolts through it to hold the gasket, gently set it in place, tighten it down. Next up on this little adventure, we're gonna put in the low temp thermostat. Sits in like so. It is bolted in place. Well, it's supposed to be. Somebody forgot to bolt mine, but you may have a little bolt down there. You're gonna have to take that off. Get the top hoses off, the bottom hoses off. Basically just a simple swap. After a quick little fire up test, all the belts stayed where they're supposed to, all the hoses stayed where they're supposed to. I'm gonna button the whole thing up. Finally, with all the important work done to make this vehicle reliable, we can move on to the fun stuff. We got a black pack kit that we're gonna install, change out the grille and the vents, headlight guard, tail light guard, roof rack, a few other things, and we are almost done. Job done, onto the grill. Your fingers behind it. Next up, we want to send in the machined Phillips screw with the washer to the brackets that we rib nutted to the side. Take your time. You do not want to cross thread this. You'd be very unhappy. We are down to the nitty gritty. Gonna get a ladder on next, and then we'll get the roof rack done. All right, my friends, one super critical thing you have to know: test your door. Make sure the latch is working, because if you close it all, it's gonna be a nightmare. All right, job done. Doing all this work on the back of the LR4, the battery started getting low, and I went to grab the latch, and it's doing that. Reminds me of a time I was on the Vermont Overland Trophy. The body shifted, and the little cable broke, and we couldn't get into the tailgate. We had to take everything through the doors. It was absolutely miserable to camp like that for 4 days. Our friends at Land Rover Passion make a little emergency release latch. Since I'm back here, since you're in there, I'm gonna install this. That way, if it does go bad, we'll always have a way to open the rear hatch. With the handle in place, put all the plastic trim back together, and this job will be done. All right, only 2 more things to do: the roof rack and put on the tires. We're gonna use a front runner 3/4 rack. I think it's just gonna balance out so nice on the Disco 3s and Disco 4s. It sits on the high stadium part. When you extend them all the way on this car, it's got that little step. I just think the 3/4 is gonna look perfect, and for what Sean needs the car to do, it's gonna be more than enough storage. Let's dig into this Lego kit, get it together, and get it on the roof. We are at the end. We're gonna get the tires on, the center caps, have this car washed, and then see what Sean's reaction is now that we've transformed this beast. All right, this is the moment we've been waiting for. It is back from Bubble Boy. It is extremely, well, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything because Sean's about to walk in the door and see it for the first time. Hey, Sean!
Look at this. This is not the same car.
Look at this.
Holy bananas. This is crazy looking though, seriously.
Dude, I can't believe Bubble Boy got the shine. That paint was like Virginia faded and he brought it back to life.
Yeah, I mean the whole finish was just sun faded. The new grille just brings out that look that we were going for. The
tires.
Steelies look really nice. I thought they might look a little too big being a 20.
No?
But wow. And that is the perfect rack.
I love the 3/4 inch rack on the Disco 3, Disco 4.
Front runner.
It just fits. If you could get a full tube one, that's all right, but the tube stuff's so hard to bolt down to. Front Runner has it figured out. Everything just works. And how about this lift? You didn't even notice. Dude, it's up to your
It's up to my Explorer.
Yeah, up to your Explorer.
That's the proper height.
Well
done.
I think Sean's satisfied. And on that, be sure to follow for more Rover content.